Hi everyone, this is Evgeny, and you're watching another video in LangGraph series. Today we are talking about long-term memory, but before we dive in, I want to say thank you to one of our supporters, the name Maxim. So Maxim, really appreciate it. It really means a lot to have you with us. Thank you. Alright, so previously we were talking about single structured object and it was user profile. And today our goal would be to talk about collections, how we can store in long-term memory collections. And you can think about that as repetitive information, like for example, it could be rules, different rules, or memories or something like that. Like here today we are going to talk about directives, and this is kind of rules in Windsurf, for example, and you have a list of something which guides the model how to better reply to user requests. And as usual, we're starting from the model itself, so we're creating the schema here, and the description. Again, the description is very important because this information is provided back to model, and it helps model to better recognize the intention of these fields and better do this extraction work and put proper data there. And again, we have a list of objects of these directives, and we have a single directive as a very thoroughly created description. Let me define it. And we are working today with Trustcall, and just repeating the last lesson, we have to create an extractor. We're providing a tool here, and then we can make the invocation, and this is a tool call. So I have my initial prompt here, like I'm Evgeny, I'm junior software engineer, some other data about me, and some my preferences. Maybe I often come back to these answers later, so please do something. And we do the invocation, and Trustcall, there is a tool again that Trustcall tries to extract the information and respond it back with the proper schema, right? So if you check the messages, it's clear, right? We have a tool call here with some arguments, and this is extraction information. And if you want to see it here, we can see that, okay, two facts or two directives were generated, like explain technical topics using step-by-step format and include line comments in code when requested. And now we have to save this information in long-term memory. And again, this is in-memory storage. And the difference here is that we need to define our key, because previously when we were working with the single object like user profile, we didn't care much about the key because it was a single object, everything was fine. But now we have to distinguish between different memories. And so we have this generating this key, like this is not a production way probably, right? You want to have some more unique here, but for us, for now, it's okay, right? So what's happening here, we have the namespace for our directives. We define the key, and then we put our single directive. And the way how it looks like, we can check it here, and we have a namespace, we have a key like directive 0, directive 1, and value contains our memory item. And we have created updated dates as well, like everything is as usual. And this is pretty straightforward, right? The interesting thing comes when we are trying to update the collection. And if you think about that in general, so there are two use cases which are of our interest. First, we might have new memories, and Trustcall should add these memories to our list of all the memories. But the worst case would be if we have a memory that should be updated. For example, additional details came from the model or something, and it's up to Trustcall somehow to find this record and update it, right? So two use cases. And the way you do it in the Trustcall, you need to enable inserts, so set it to true. And then we are providing, as a tool, we are not providing list anymore because here we are working with single elements. So we are providing this schema for this single element. And we need to provide our IDs as well when we are changing the data. So let me define our Trustcall extractor. Then let's prepare everything to making this update call. And first we have to prepare the existing directives. And let me do it. So what's happening here? Let's take a look. We have the unique ID of the element, and this is really crucial information because it helps the Trustcall to recognize if a new memory should be created or updated. We are providing here a tool This is our schema name, and we are providing the data itself. So this is directive. So this is how it looks, the existing data already. That's the format that Trustcall expects us. And what's next? We have kind of a conversation, a fake one, but anyway. And this is again, how are you? And then some reply from the model. And then we have a bunch of human messages like, sorry if I sounded stressed, I'm not very experienced, do something, and then thanks, but can you skip the long explanation? And we are using the same Trustcall extractors, the same syntax, so we have the system message which says that your task is to update existing directives about user and create new ones based on the following conversation, and this is the conversation here. And then we are providing the system message plus conversation, and we are putting existing memories. And this one I showed it already. This is this one. So we're providing keys, the tool name, and the directive itself. So Trustcall is aware of all the information. And we run it. And again, the tool call is expected here. So if I check the list of messages, I can see that it was several tool calls actually. Like, take a look, we had this one, 1, 2, and 3. 3 tool calls happened on the hood. And if you check the metadata, it's interesting because take a look at that. We have 3 tool calls, and one tool call was about updating the already existing memory with this ID, Directive 0. And then we had 2 two tool calls that added 2 new items to our memory list, right? And if you use this small snippet just to show the details of that, what we can see here, we have a Directive 0, and this is the new updated state. So if we check it, let me scroll up, where was it? So it was explain technical topics using step-by-step format, and now we have it break down technical topics step-by-step and avoid long explanations. So this one was updated, kind of. More information was put there based on the conversation, and then 2 new directives were created, like include comments inside any code shared and avoid overwhelming the user with details, provide only what is necessary. So this is how it works. We can take a look at the real example. So let's update our chatbot and add these additional directions. What do we have here? We have the same schema definition. You saw it already, right? We defined in Trustcall extractor, and this has enabled inserts to true. What else is interesting here? We are in the chat mode. We are trying to fetch the directives from storage, from our long-term memory, and if it's there, then we are adding them and asking to follow these rules when answering to the user. So it's here. And what else? The update memory is different this time because we are defining the schema. We saw this again. We are creating the already existing memories. We need this for existing key. And we're defining the key itself, we are defining the schema or our tool, and we are providing the value. And we're asking to extract the information from the conversation and put there like my update or create new directives. An interesting thing here, we are putting not the whole conversation, we are taking only the user messages because this is the one where we are trying to fetch the intention of the user, and also we are taking the last 3 messages, so we're not overwhelming the model with the analysis. We do have some login as well, we will check it later. And finally, we have back the results from the extraction, Trustcall extraction, and we are saving it back to the long-term memory. So here we have the namespace, the same like name, we're getting the object ID. If it's not there, then we are creating UUID, a new one, and we are providing the information from the item itself. And practically that's it. So how it works in real life? Let's start from the same conversation we had previously in our Python notebooks. And while it's working, I will show we don't have any memory in place yet. All right, memory was updated. If we check it here, we have a single directive created, and this is about including comments inside any code I share. And I probably means model, I don't know. And if we check the logs here, we have the system message, and it does not contain any directives yet because this is the first one. In our update memory node, it responded with a new memory or a new directive creation. We don't have any IDs here, so it's a new one, right? And it was created, we saw it already. And we kind of continue our conversation. So I'm saying I'm a bit stressed because I'm not very experienced with all this stuff, and I'm asking the model to help me. And again, the same process. We have a chat node working on the response, and then once it's finished, we'll have the update memory node, and then we will check the memory and the log files. So update memory is here, and it's done, right? And if you go to memory, we have 4 memory right now, and like acknowledge the user stress of lack of experience. That's exactly what I mentioned, right? Or breakdown explanations, step-by-step instructions, or some others. And if I check the logs, then take a look at that. We do have a single memory at the time of calling, so there is a new section here, like include comments inside any code I share. And at the same time, we have the response from Trustcall extractor. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we have one update and one update because we have JSON doc ID. And then we have 3 new memories added. All right, that was it for collections, for storing collections in long-term memory. So now at the moment we know how to store collections, we know how to store single objects, single structured objects. In general, you can combine both. For example, you can have collection of very complex objects, and that's also possible using Trustcall. But next time we will try to build something real. We'll try to build an application which would utilize all these concepts together and see how it works. And it was me, Evgeny. Thanks a lot that is sticking with me till the end. I really appreciate it. And I will see you next time in the next episode about LangGraph. See you. Take care and bye-bye.